Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.
Guys, welcome. Happy Sunday to all of you guys. And if it's Sunday evening, that means only one thing. That means we're going to be chopping it up and picking the brain of the incomparable 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue. James, how you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, Joe, I'm doing good. We got a good show tonight. We're going to have a good show tonight. A lot of topics on the board. A lot of good fights coming up. Interesting. Plus, we're 2 weeks away from the big super fight. That should have happened 6 years ago, and we're finally getting it. Spencer Crawford. So, yeah, it's going to start. The heat in the kitchen is going to start turning up, baby. If you can't stand the heat, then you ain't got no business in the kitchen, all right?
Very well said, brother. And there it is. But, guys, and once again, the main event of the evening, because, well, let's just face it, next Sunday, we're going to be breaking apart, giving Gogue's big fight preview of Spence versus Crawford, guys. That is the fight of the year. Despite how it plays out, that is the fight. Once again, for the American sports market, that is the die-hard fight that we've been clamoring for years. So instead of just trying to jam everything in one show, we're going to be getting Gogue's big fight preview, the only way he knows how to do it, of Stephen Fulton versus Inoue. That's going to be taking place on July 25th at, listen to this, Coach, 6 a.m. Eastern.
Holy shit.
3 a.m. Pacific.
4 a.m. my time. What day is that going to be on, Joe?
That's going to be July 25th, sir. So
what day is that?
Let's check out the schedule. Hold on. July 25th. It's going to be Wednesday? No, I'm sorry. Tuesday. It's going to be on Tuesday, brother.
Oh, man, that's going to be an early one. Yeah, it's going to be on ESPN Plus.
Yes, sir. It's going to be on ESPN Plus.
Okay.
Well, look. And this is what sucks about our beloved boxing, guys. And once again, this takes your participation to improve these stats. But according to ESPN, they get much more traffic and much higher ratings if they merely just show SportsCenter rather than a huge, great event like this.
Yeah.
That's not good. We need to improve these things, guys. So once again, it depends. This is all determined by your participation. You guys are the real bosses of boxing. And, well, that seems to have fallen off, but we'd like to remind everyone of the voice that we actually have. So that only happens with your participation. We're going to go over this. We're going to go over a lot of things within the business of boxing. So before we tackle the main event of the evening, we're going to be talking about the professional debut. We're going to be picking the brain of Coach Gogue, asking him what he thought of the professional debut that happened last night in Detroit, Michigan, of two-time gold medalist in the Olympics, Andy Cruz, making his professional debut at 135 pounds, lightweight division. Well, we'll ask Coach Gogue what he thought of that performance against, well, tough veteran, rugged fight veteran, Juan Carlos Mini Burgos. And then we're also going to talk to Coach Gogue about the close call last night from the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, Nevada, between Frank Martin and, I don't even know how to pronounce it. What is his name again, Coach? It's the Armenian Artem Harutunian, right?
Yeah. I can't remember. I cannot pronounce his name, but it's one of those weird ones.
We're also going to get Coach's thoughts on Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. Obviously, guys, I picked apart and dispelled all of those myths and misconceptions and the overall ignorance of that yesterday. In case you hadn't heard that, it's still up. Go check it out after this show's finished. But Coach, fact or fiction? Here we go, sir.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Or fiction. Everyone seems to be mentioning the lack of world-class power from former Olympian Cuban exile Andy Cruz, but the biggest detriment at 135 in being a professional will prove to be his promotional company alliance with Matchroom Sport. Fact or fiction?
Joe, you know what? Eddie has, since Eddie signed that deal with DAZN, he's failed to, develop a star in the United States on that platform. And, I heard he signed this guy to a pretty damn good contract. And I don't know, Joe, Eddie is good for the English market, okay? He's great at building guys in their local markets, like our great friend, the Hall of Fame promoter Don Chargan used to do back in the days.
Yep.
Taking local guys, building them into stars, ticket sellers, champions, from the ground up in their local markets and everything. But coming to the States, he hasn't developed nobody on that platform. I mean, come on, Joe, look at all the fighters he signed. I could tell you a lot of them. Raymond Ford, Mark Castro, he hasn't done nothing with. Just name them. Ammo Williams. What's that non-ticket seller that fought last week in Mexico? What's his name? Diego Pacheco?
Yeah, Diego Pacheco.
All these guys, man, he hasn't turned them into, marketable stars like he thought he was. And he's on DAZN, a platform that nobody watches, and that has a lot to do with it. So him, he'll build, as long as Eddie got those DAZN dates, he could showcase them, because they got the money behind him and they could pay for the opponents he needs to fast track him to a title shot. So, but you want me to talk about his performance, Joe?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. But yeah, let's get through the business part of this first. Yeah, this is going to be a real big problem. Now, keep in mind, James, how's he going to match up? Andy Cruz, who's he going to match him up with at 135?
And there's a lot of guys out there they can find. You know what I mean? They'll get who's their matchmaker? Kevin Rooney Jr. Kevin
Rooney Jr. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they'll get a list of names of guys, man, and they'll check. Here's the way the process works. If you're a prospect like that, okay, if the manager knows what the fuck he's doing, they'll give him a list of like 4 guys, and you select the best opponent. You think in conjunction with Eddie. So that's what they'll do. There's a lot of guys out there, man, that fit the criteria that you need to build this kid up with the right seasoning and nurturing to fast track him to a title. All right, that Burgos was an excellent first fight, and for him, you know what I mean. A guy that never got knocked out, and I would rather see him. Everybody wanted a spectacular knockout. He was getting a lot of hype. Andy Cruz, 3-time world amateur champion, Olympic gold medalist, a lot of hype behind the guy. He, a guy with a lot of physical, athletic talent and ability, it's God-given. The reflexes, the fast hands, the sharp combinations, the instincts. You know what I mean, Joe? Everybody wanted, Burgos past his prime. Long in the tooth, and everybody, wanted to go out there and just smoke him to make a statement. But to me, long term, going to rounds with this kid is good for him. He got some rounds, good quality professional rounds under his belt against a solid veteran that knows how to fight, that's been around a long time, that's never been knocked out, and he got to display all his elite level skills. The fast, sharp combinations. His jab, Joe. His jab is very, very good, consistent, sharp, round after round. His reflexes, okay? His footwork, his instincts, you know what I mean? He doesn't get hit with return fire, his combination punching. But, Joe, that was his first fight. And his first fight with Bozy, his new trainer, has as they get more acclimated with each other, the stuff Bosie's teaching them, especially the body punching, fighting inside, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Knowing how to break a tough opponent down better, like Burgos, systematically break them down. See, in the amateur, Joe, you only go 3 rounds. You ain't got to break the motherfucker down. All you got to do is bitch slap him to death and win the fight. All right? In the pros, okay, you're going 12 rounds. It's a grueling marathon. It ain't a sprint like the amateurs. So sometimes you're going to have a guy that's going to be able to take your best punch like Burgos. So if you want that knockout, it's usually ain't going to come in the early rounds. It's usually going to come in the back half. So you got to know the process on how to break a fighter down and set them up for the spectacular knockout in the later rounds. It's a process. Yep. It's a science on how to break a fighter down. Okay, one, it starts with a good jab. Okay, number 2, good defensive skills to make your opponent miss. Okay, tire him out more. And 3, good body punching. And that's stuff he hasn't learned yet. He will. If Bosie is a good coach like I think he is, which he was giving him the right instructions in the corner, he's going to get better. And he's going to get more seasoned to the pro game, especially on knowing how to break a tough physical pressure fighter down that could take your best punches. See, he don't know that. He's never had that experience in the amateurs. Going 3 rounds. That's the difference between the amateurs and pros. The pros, like I said, grueling 12-round marathon. You got to learn how to break these guys down intelligently, and it's a science. And that's something he's going to learn with more fights under his belt. Now he's got 10 pro fights under his belt. 10 professional quality rounds under his belt. To me, I'd rather see that shit than that front running shit where he just knocks the guy out in 2 rounds. Everybody gets excited and starts putting the motherfucker on a pedestal. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to see these skills where where it takes him to the duration of the fight and how he behaves, how he reacts, how he responds, how he adapts. And yeah, I gave him I gave him an A for the performance. I gave him a B plus A for the B plus for their performance, man. As he gets better, I want to see him develop more on, especially his IQ on knowing how to break a guy down. But as far as outside game, picking you apart, not getting hit, counter punching, fast, sharp combinations, the feints and all that shit. Oh yeah, man, that's something he learned from the amateurs, baby. You know what I mean? That's already ingrained in them. But yeah, I give Andy, if you're listening, I give you a B plus, honey. So give you a B plus.
I tell you what, were you is it what you expected to see, or were you pleasantly surprised, or were you disappointed that he didn't maybe sit down on his punches more and try to get him out of there at the final rounds? It looked like he may have been able to, but once again, this is a tough, rugged veteran who's never been stopped in Juan Carlos Mini Burgos. What were your expectations? And obviously you gave him a B plus. That's great for your pro debut. And how would you compare it to, Vasyl Lomachenko, another highly decorated amateur coming out and just jumping right into the lion's den very, very quickly in his narrow but, big loss to Orlando Salido.
Lomachenko was, he was green and he needed more seasoning on the pro game too. That roughness, that physicality that Salido, took to him. He was, he never experienced that before. Shit. Like I said, he was only going 3 rounds. And now he's going 12 rounds with a good, solid, hard-nosed veteran that's going to be there for the long haul. And, to me, Lomachenko, after that fight, he got better. Okay, he learned, he adapted. Okay, him and his dad, all those mistakes he made against Salido, he got better. It's like learning how to fight pressure fighters in the pocket better, learning how to deal with pressure fighters better. Okay, when how to you know what I mean. Instead of he made a lot of mistakes against Salido and everything, he was comfortable. Okay, because he was in unfamiliar territory, baby. So that experience with him, that loss made him a better fighter. And you could see after that loss, boy, he went on a tear, okay, before he lost to Teofimo. And this Cruz, he's only going to get better, man. he gets to, I would keep on bringing him these type of opponents. These, not that guys that stay on the outside. Not them cutie pies that just try to stay on the outside and box him. He'll tear them guys apart, man. All right, because if it's, that's what he wants. He'll pick you apart. But the guys that are going to be in his chest, that are going to apply that pressure, stuff that he's not comfortable with, not familiar with yet, for a 12-round fight. A 12-round fight. This was a 10-round, excuse me. I thought it was 12. But, when he starts going to 12, he's going to need those, those type of quality rounds under his belt. So when he starts fighting better competition, guess what? You know what I mean? He's got that experience under his belt to, if he has to go 12 rounds, especially in the championship rounds, he knows how to handle himself and put the foot to the metal and close the show. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Like I said, I don't like that front running shit like that Berlanga. That motherfucker, he's the poster boy for being a front runner in boxing. Okay? If you put up the word definition of poster boy for being a front runner, you'll see Berlanga's picture on it. Him and his fake ass belt. But he's a front runner, man. He don't know how to fight. This kid knows how to fight, and he's gonna get better on the pro game on knowing how to fight. But anyway, yeah, it was a good performance, honey. Andy, sweetie, give you a B+.
Oh boy. So congratulations to Andy Cruz in making his successful professional debut, shutting out the always tough, the always rugged Juan Carlos Mini Burgos, and he improves his record to 1-0. Juan Carlos Mini Burgos now drops down to 35-8-3. Also on that card, Gogue, I don't know if you watch this, I don't know if you're even interested, but Jermaine Franklin in his first fight at home since dropping a decision to Anthony Joshua, former heavyweight champion, took on from Mexico Isaac Munoz, undefeated, formerly undefeated heavyweight. He gets a near shutout, unanimous in over 10 rounds. Coach Gogue, did you see any part of that? Were you even interested?
I seen parts of it, but when I was in Mexico City training in the Amira boxing gym, I saw Isaac Drago train. I like the guy, but the preparation they were putting him through, I knew it wasn't good enough. It wasn't the right type of preparation he was doing to beat a guy like Franklin. Okay, man, you seen it when he fought. I seen parts of it and everything. He wasn't being assertive enough and putting his combinations together. He was flawed in his defense, and he wasn't in the kind of condition I would have liked. I would have liked to have him down 15, 20 pounds lighter, where he could be more fluid, agile, mobile, punches sharper and crisper, combinations sharper and crisper, and but I don't want to knock. I don't want to really, start badmouth him and everything. But there's a lot of stuff he needs to learn, okay, if he wants to compete at the U.S. level. And I tell them guys in Mexico all the time, these guys, or when I was in Colombia, when you fight in the United States, it ain't fighting in like Colombia, Barranquilla, or Mexico City, okay, where it is tough. But when you go to the States, you're fighting, top level guys, and you got to prepare accordingly. All right. You got to prepare. You got to have the necessary skill sets, the IQ, the toughness, the resilience, the mental intestinal fortitude, but you got to have that conditioning. Okay. He was in shape because he trained in Mexico City. That's why he was taking some good punches from this guy, but his weight was too heavy. Heavyweight. I would have liked him to have 20 pounds off him, 20 pounds less. What did he weigh, Joe? You don't even know, huh?
Let me take a look, brother. I can tell you what he weighed in.
245.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to pull it up right now. Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now.
I would have liked him around 225, 220. All right.
He weighed in it. No, listen. He weighed in at 257 and a half.
Oh, shit. Okay. I was right. All right, Joe. He should have weighed normal. He should have been a 230, 225, 230. Look, Joe, these fucking heavyweights, I ain't got to make weight. So who gives a fuck? It does make a difference, man. I just had that problem with my heavyweight clay. You know what I mean? When he was at 225, when he was at 228 to 230, the motherfucker was Floyd Mayweather Jr. at the heavyweight division. Athletic, sharp, quick, instinctive. But once you start putting on that extra weight, it's dead weight. All right. What happens when you got dead weight on you? Okay, it's non-productive. It's like carrying a weighted chest on you when you're sparring or when you're fighting. Okay, it's not dead weight is weight that slows you down. It holds you back. So I thought he weighed 245 to 255, but damn, I was right. I said 20. He should have came in 20 pounds heavier. Hey, I was wrong. He should have came in 25 pounds heavier. I mean, 25 pounds lighter. Excuse me. And he would have been more agile, mobile, versatile, more confident in himself. He would have let his combinations go. But Joe, you could see he wasn't confident in that ring. He wasn't comfortable, man.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And it comes to your fucking preparation. But I want to leave it like that. I don't want to start, knocking nobody. But I call it like I fucking see it. When I saw him in the gym. I saw it like in the training. I'm like, man, this is a he'll put on a performance like an opponent. You know what I mean?
That's
opponent.
What he looked like last night. That's what he looked like last night, Gogue.
It's all about your preparation and your mindset, man, and the coach. But I don't want to, like I said, I'm not gonna, what do you call it? Start knocking people. But Isaac Drago, I call him. He's got athletic ability, but there's a lot of stuff he's missing that he can, that can be added to his, his repertoire. But leave it like that, Joe. Okay.
And there it is, guys. There it is. And once again, that was your card on DAZN from Detroit, Michigan. And once again, in the main event, you had the females. Alicia Baumgartner versus Christina Lenarduzzo, and it was just a wipeout in favor of Baumgartner. And
hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
He weighed 257?
257 and a half, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I knew he was heavy. I looked at his body. I said, man, that's too heavy. I mean, I didn't know what he weighed, but I said, man, he should be at least 20 pounds lighter, but I was wrong. It should have been 27 pounds lighter, even 30 pounds lighter. He should have been 30 pounds lighter. He would have been, all that excessive fat and dead weight would have been off him, and he would have been performing at a higher level. And he would have beat this guy. Because that guy ain't much. What is Franklin? He ain't got much.
Franklin.
Yeah, man, come on, man. I hate this shit, Joe. When the kid the kid had a lot of amateur fights, and he used to fight at light heavyweight. He used to spar Canelo, in fact, when they were younger.
Wow.
This guy,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he used to spar Canelo, and when I see him in the gym, he's athletic and, agile, mobile, with all that weight. But I'm like, they're not training him correctly where he's going to be fighting to his God-given potential. And the way I looked at when I saw him in the gym, I'm like, man, he'll give a good, he'll go the rounds, but he'll come up short, But anyway, Joe.
I tell you what, guys, and there it is. And so congratulations to all the victors last night from Detroit, Michigan on the Matchroom Sport card from on DAZN.
Hey, was Clarissa Shields? She was announcing the fight, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I had the sound turned down. I never do. I always have the sound turned down. I was on Boxing Gems last night when all this was going on, and I was watching the fights with them. And so I always have the sound turned down. So I don't know. She may have. That would make a lot of sense because Dimitri Salita was the co-promoter of that event, and she does fight for Dimitri Salita. That would make a lot of sense.
I love her choice of the English language, her words.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'd say I love it, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Joe.
Of course, I know what you're saying.
Maybe our good friend Mike Stafford needs to teach you some etiquette on how to announce the fight.
Oh, Chingao, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I love Mike, baby. I love you, Mike. You're my man.
Yeah, Mike Stafford is one of the best guys you'll ever meet in this business. Just a genuinely good guy. And I tell you
Great.
what, I hope he's doing
I love
very
Mike.
well. Yep, great guy. Guys, before we move forward, let's say hello to our extended War Week Radio family members in the chat. Big shout out to my brother, Round One. Hello to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the coach on this evening. Also, my brother, John Smith. Salute to you, brother.
What up, John?
KOing Bums. Welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach on this Sunday. Says, yeah, Martin was getting his ass kicked before he stepped it up with those key headbutts. Well, yeah, he did headbutt him pretty good, man, in that left eye, which forced him to take a knee. But according to the judges' scorecards, it wasn't a factor in determining the outcome. So neither here nor there. But Coach will talk all about it right after we finish saying hello to everyone in the chat. Also, KOing Bum says the Andy Cruz fight was an absolute snoozer. Sorry, it wasn't very entertaining. No risk taken. Typical. Well, I tell you what, brother, if you were trying to just look for rock'em sock'em robots, you're right. It wasn't entertaining. But, Coach, were you impressed and entertained by watching Andy Cruz put on an exhibition against the rugged fight veteran?
Like all fans, you want a spectacular knockout. That's what gets you excited about the guy. But, I'm looking at it from a boxing perspective. If I was his coach, and the way they want to move that guy, they want to move him faster. He ain't going to be on the motherfucking slow motion train. He's going to be on the fast turbocharged train. And next year, they want him a title shot. So, you don't want them quick knockouts, man. You know what I mean? If you're going to be turbocharged, warp drive to the title shot, you want your guy to have some rounds under his belt. And it was good for him to get these rounds under his belt, these professional rounds against a quality opponent who's never been knocked out. You know what I mean? A solid veteran that knows how to give young guys the needed experience they need, the nurturing they need to develop. So yeah. But if he was on the slow track, man, and he was fighting a lower level competition, he went the distance. Oh man, you be hearing me talking shit about the motherfucker. But since he's being fast tracked and turbocharged, I want to see him go these rounds. Okay, me being a coach, that's what I want to see, him going those rounds. Because next year when he fights for the title, shit, he might only have 40, 50 rounds under his belt. All right.
And there it is, guys. There it is. The coach's eye and the coach's perspective. Hope that provides some insight for you. KOing Bums, thank you for joining us, brother. And once again, well, you're on the right channel if you want to learn more about the business as well as the sport overall. Because Coach Gogue, boy, he just knows. He is a boxing genius, guys. And we're all very fortunate to listen to him preach and gather all of his pearls of wisdom. Guys, we're all the beneficiaries of it. And we want to thank you once again, Coach Gogue, for devoting your precious time this Sunday. Boy, we're all the better. And I can tell you, just relatively, this is my favorite day of the week because I get to find out what Coach Gogue thinks of everything that just happened on the weekend. Also,
what'd you say, Joe? You want me to find out what Mike Stafford thinks about the fight?
Woo! Oh, no more digs on my brother Mike. Come on now.
Mike's my man.
Also want to welcome our brother Joseph Brown from Philly. Salute, Joseph. Coach James, salute to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us, brother. And I tell you what, I'm sure he is excited for July 25th coming up. Oh, and he wants to see how Stephen Fulton is going to, is he going to bring back home the gold or is he going to surrender it and leave him in Japan? We're going to find out what the coach thinks here in just about 30 minutes. We'll also want to welcome our brother Tyrese Bowie. He says, cool boy Steph for the win. Just stay cool and calm and collect a big bag of yin in this fight and the rematch.
Who's that guy, Joe?
That's my brother Tyrese Bowie. Yep.
Tyrese, they're not bringing him there to win, all right? They just they're bringing him here. They're bringing him there to get those belts. Inoue.
Well, I tell you what, let's leave that for that segment. We'll find out exactly what you think, brother. But once again, Coach is going to give us a lot of insight into the business, why this fight is taking place in Japan. Well, he's also going to break down the pros and cons of both fighters and his official prediction. We're also going to go over the odds at the tail end of the program. But thank you for joining us, my friend. Thank you for supporting the coach. Also, my brother, Jesus M. Saludos, coach. Saludos to you, my brother. And thank you for always supporting the coach.
Jesus M. Oh, that's a Jesus M. That's what do you call it? A fan of Diego Pacheco, correct?
That's right. He's a fan of Canelo Alvarez, fan of a lot of great Mexican fighters, Puro Mexicano, and for good reason. Boy, I tell you what, if you're a Mexican fight fan, this is a great time to enjoy your beloved boxing. Tell you what, brother, I really enjoyed what I saw Canelo in the celebrity golf tournament with Patrick Mahomes. I thought it was quite riveting, in fact, some of the footage. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But thank you for always supporting the coach, Jesus. He also said this, Coach. He says, Coach, Andy Cruz looked amateurish, but he does have good countering ability. Well, he's got a lot more than that, and it was on display, all of it, on Saturday night. Your thoughts, your comment from that?
Yeah, Joe, he fought, he moved around a lot, Joe. Okay, he's got to learn how to set himself in the pocket and dominate the trenches. Then your attitude, everybody's attitude will start changing about the guy. But his movement, the whole fight, looked amateurish, Cuban style. But once he learns how to, fight in the pocket and dominate in the trenches, well, hey, you know what I mean? People's attitude's going to change about him. Look, when Boots turned pro, Boots had to learn the pros. Hey, he had to transfer from the amateur to the pro style. He fought like what's that guy's name? Cruz last night. A lot of movement.
Andy Cruz, that's right.
Range and distance. So when he fought Gary Russell's brother in the Olympic trials in 2016, he couldn't handle that heat. He couldn't. He was very uncomfortable. Okay, fighting in the trenches, very uncomfortable fighting a pressure fighter. But you don't see that now. When he turned pro, that's one skill set he developed, and that's something. Hey man, that was only Boozy's first. What's it, Boozy or Bozy?
Boziness.
I'll call him Bootsy Collins.
Brother, that's not to be called Bootsy Collins, an all-time great, one of the greatest funk bass players, if not the greatest of all time. That's not a bad thing, brother. I love me some Bootsy Collins, bro.
But Bozy, yeah, man, that was Bozy's first fight, man. Look, when you every time I get a fighter, I tell whoever, their manager or the fighter, I ain't no motherfucking miracle worker. The first fight, over time, what I'm teaching you is gonna, evolve into your style. It's gonna, everything I'm teaching you is gonna evolve in who you are when you fight. Okay, that it becomes who you are. It becomes instincts, habits. Okay, and this shit, the stuff he needs to learn, man, it's very rare, very, very, very rare when you pick everything up in the first fight with your trainer. It's like impossible. It takes a while, okay? They need more familiarity with each other, and the stuff Bozy is working on, and the more stuff. I mean, the stuff Bozy's working on them, they're gonna polish it up the next camp, and he's gonna add more, add a little bit more to his game, to his toolbox, to his arsenal, the weapons. So yeah, man, that's how you develop and build a fighter. But let me tell you this, man, Bozy ain't got time. What do you call it? It's like you're a #1 draft pick, like this guy, like you're the #1 pick in the NFL draft. They don't motherfucking have no patience and sitting your ass on the sidelines for 3 years. They're paying you big bucks to start right off the bat. You're transferring from the college game to the NFL. 2, 3, 4, 5 levels above the college game where you're playing against grown men, veterans. Okay, come on, man. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's hard for a rookie quarterback just to step in and excel and dominate. Nah. It's the same thing as this guy. You know what I mean? He's the #1 draft pick. Okay, he's.
I tell you what, Coach. On that analogy, and we have to move on. But
Joe, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Joe, he's a #1 draft pick. Okay, you got to move him. Okay, and Bozy, it's Bozy. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Bozy. Okay, to develop this kid at a turbocharged pace. Now, if it doesn't work out, guess who gets blamed? Bozy.
That's
how
right.
it always
That's right.
is.
That's right. You're absolutely right, Coach, and Coach would know. Coach would know. Guys, I hope you guys are taking all of this in, because we're only 36 minutes in, and Coach is already providing one hell of a boxing education, guys. Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. Once again, guys, we do this all for you on War Week Radio, and this costs you absolutely nothing. Now, once again, if you appreciate the content, please subscribe, please like, and like Joseph Brown, he drops a big super chat on Coach. Thank you very much, Joseph, for the $5 super chat. He goes, I'm picking Inoue 10th round stoppage. Are you a bit surprised? Our brother Joseph Brown from Philly, well, he favors Inoue with the 10-round stoppage. Or is this par for the course with our brilliant and always insightful War Week Radio extended family?
We'll go over that, Joe, when I break it down who's going to win.
I tell you what, and you guys might be a little surprised at the odds, or maybe not. We'll go over everything in a bit. No. I don't like to say the odds until you're ready to give your prediction, because once again, I don't like the idea maybe the odds influencing your decision. Okay,
I don't fucking pay attention to the odds. You know how I am, and I just
okay. Well, I'm gonna drop. And once again, Joseph maybe has the beat here, because according to our brothers at the MGM out of Vegas, Nevada, well, Inoue, being the hometown fighter holding court, boy, he is a massive minus 350, and the incumbent reigning title holder, unified champ, is at a live, but a little wide, plus 260. Are you surprised at the odds and the disparity of them, or do you think this is right on the money?
I had it 3-1 before you told me the odds. Inoue.
That's why you're the coach, brother.
Yeah, I was serious. I had it 3-1. Yeah.
I tell you what, thank you, Joseph. We appreciate
2.5 on a good day. 2.5 on a good day.
Thank you, Joseph. And once again, thank you for the super chat, brother. And thank you for always being here for the coach. But yeah, and I brag about this all the time, guys. Our War Week Radio extended family. Yeah, you guys are among the most insightful within the YouTube boxing community.
Joseph Brown is from Philly, huh?
That's it.
South side or east side or west side. Yeah, one of them sides.
Well, if you don't mind, please disclosing that for the coach. He does like to understand where our listeners are listening from. But guys, moving on, want to give a big shout out to our brother G, Funky Boxing. He says, greetings, Joseph, Coach Gogue. Well, hey, what up now? Welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for always supporting the coach. Guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to our brother G, Funky Boxing, and go check out his interview he just conducted with manager Terry Lane, son of the great Mills Lane, the late great Mills Lane. And there it is. He's the, in case you didn't know, he's the co-manager of Zhang. And he was talking about, well, everything. His upcoming fight with Joe Joyce, well, his disappointment in not getting the Tyson Fury fight. It's riveting stuff, guys. Go check it out. It's still up on his channel. Thank you for visiting with us and hanging with the coach, G Funky. Also want to give a big shout out to my brother, Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for always supporting the coach. Excuse me, guys. I'm a little under the weather. Also, my brother, Hy-Vee, always insightful. He says, that was Franchon Cruz calling the fight, not Clarissa. So you got it wrong there, Coach.
hey, Joe. They sure sound alike.
Well, I don't know about that, brother, but yeah, I tell you what, man. But make no mistake about this, guys. Clarissa, much better fighter than Franchon Cruz. Let's just be very clear on that. Clarissa Shields, head and shoulders above Franchon Cruz. And that's not slighting Franchon Cruz. That's just, boy, Clarissa's that good. She's that talented. She's that skilled. Yeah. And there it is. Thank you for joining us, Hy-Vee. We appreciate you, brother. Also want to give a big shout out to my brother Teach. Salute to you, my friend, and thank you for being here supporting the coach, my brother, every Sunday. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I also want to give a big shout out to my brother, Peter Von Arx. We're doing great now that you're here, Peter. And yeah, you're in for a great one. Coach is going to break down Inoue versus Fulton in just a bit. Yes, G's got the beat. Bootsy Collins. Well, that is an all-time great bass player right there, man. The bad dude.
Was it Bootsy Collins? Yeah.
Bootsy Collins, yes, sir. Also, my brother, LLOHS says, hellos. What would be the first thing you teach to a fighter that's been a champ in the amateurs going pro, coach?
Just first thing I teach, polish. I want to see their fundamentals. Okay, first their footwork, their balance, like a manual. He take every fighter he gets. I've been in the gym with the manual, and every fighter he gets new. He takes them through the basics. Make sure their footwork and balance is right, and making sure they're using their jab like he wants them to. Okay, all right, to control that range and distance. Okay, to set up their combinations. Okay, stuff like that. Check out just the basic stuff. Okay, you're in the pros now. You're not, in the amateur. So I'm making sure they're setting down on their punches when they're throwing their combinations and not running around with their head, like a chicken with their head cut off. Making sure they're setting down. And of course, once they got all the fundamentals, okay, their fundamentals are down. They're throwing their combinations. I teach them different types of combinations, professional combinations. None of that, amateur shit. Bullshit. I make sure I teach them the professional combinations where all the punches are going to count and where they're going to hurt your opponent. Then I teach them the inside game because 99.9 of them don't know how to fight in the pocket. So that's one of the first things I do is teaching the inside game, the fundamentals of fighting in the pocket. It starts with your stance, okay? Starts with a good professional fundamental stance in the pocket, hands up, elbows tucked in, angling your body at a 45-degree angle, pointing your lead shoulder right to your opponent's, the middle of your opponent's chest. Okay, hands up, elbows tucked in. I teach them how to defend themselves in the pocket. It's not just throwing punches when you get in the pocket. Okay, the motherfucker is going to be throwing punches back at you, so you better know how to defend yourself. You better have good defense in the pocket. Just because you're in the pocket don't mean you got to get hit. All right, you can have great defensive skills in the pocket if you're being taught right with the fundamentals on how to block the punches correctly. Okay, not just having your hands up. Okay, knowing how to position the gloves around your face, knowing how to block the punches correctly. How to block the body shots correctly, okay? How to shift your weight into them body punches to take some power off them. Once I teach them the basic fundamentals of defense and how to block the uppercut, how to block the hook, how to block the right hand, how to block certain combinations, you know what I mean? How to move the head, how to step at angles and all that shit, how to pivot around your opponent so you're not as how to step around at angles so you're not a punching bag stationary there where he could just tee off on you. Once I teach them all that, then I start teaching the offensive aspect, the right type of combinations that are going to be effective in the pocket, the short, sharp, crisp, compact combinations that you're going to need that are effective in the pocket. Okay, how to be a creative combination puncher at close range. And hey, we could talk. I got a whole show we could talk about all this shit, but I'm just just explaining a few of the things. But that's how I adjust a kid from the amateurs to the pros, making them set down on their punches more. Balance. When you do that, you got better balance. When you got better balance, you got better leverage. When you got better leverage, you got better power and pop on your shots. But that. And I learned a lot from Emmanuel when I was in the gym with him. And footwork, balance, and working out that jab. Feints.
I do. You know what, guys? Yeah. Guys, I tell you what. 45 minutes in, I could end right now, and this would be, in my mind, one of the best shows that we've ever heard with Coach Gogue. And guys, he hasn't even gotten to the main event, breaking down Fulton versus Inoue. This is incredible, guys. I hope you guys really appreciate everything that the coach is laying down for you right now. And once again, yeah, this is all for free, all for you guys. This is absolutely incredible stuff, Gogue. Thank you, brother.
And you motherfuckers listening, you could go bet some money and get paid.
And there it is, guys. We also want to thank for the first time, Mr. Robert Guerra. Welcome to the show, sir. Great show listening from Lampasas, Texas. Well, great. I'm from Lampasas, Texas. I'm from San Antonio, brother. Very good. Thank you for joining us.
Lampasas,
Texas. So once again, I hope you're staying cool, brother. I hope you're staying cool because, boy, this heat is no joke. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Stay cool, my friend. Thank you for joining the coach tonight. Hold on here. Joseph has the beat. Yeah, Joseph has the beat. Let's do a whole show on that, coach. Possibly midweek if your schedule permits, because I would love to go further on that. Honestly.
About what, Joe? About Mike Stafford's fighters he's training?
Oh, Chingao, brother. Well, yeah, I guess because he's focusing mainly on his amateur program. So, yeah, but Mike is a great nurturer. He's one of the best guys that you'll meet in the business. And he's not only a teacher of the fight game, he's a mentor to all of these kids. So, once again, he's a credit to the sport, credit to the business. Well, just credit to boxing, period.
Mike's the great guy.
Yep. Great guy. Welcome to Boxing Scholar. Basic fundamentals will carry you far. Yes, indeed. Yes,
fuck. It's just, look, who said that? What's his name?
The Boxing Scholar.
Man, that's all. Man, you look at all the fights out there. You don't see that Mayweather fucking mitt work or all that shit you see on the internet where they're jumping on the tire and hitting the fucking hand pats. Man, they mastered the fundamentals, the basics, okay? And they execute them at a high level. And the better talent you have, the more talent you have, you execute them even at a higher level, okay? It's simple. So.
Yep, and there it is. And I tell you what, we want to welcome for the first time Eric R. Thank you for joining the coach. And boy, you picked a great show to make this your first. And yes, well, thank you, Hyphy, for spreading the word, brother. Because boy, the Coach Gogue is indeed your best resource for learning more about our beloved boxing. Thank you, Eric, for visiting us, brother. We really appreciate it. And Coach, yes. Thank you. We appreciate your insight, my friend. Yes, man. Welcome back, brother. He says, and thank you for supporting the coach on this evening. He says, yeah, too many confuse slick and sweet science with actual real boxing, i.e. hurt your opponent. Well, I tell you what, we saw a lot of great technique. We saw a lot of that from Andy Cruz last night.
Yes, we did.
We'll see how he progresses. Right? We'll see how it progresses. Hold on just one moment. I think that's it, Coach Gogue. We are going to now go back to our regularly scheduled program. We're going to go back to Floyd. Do the
we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
Or fiction, Coach. Can you hear me, sir? Fact or fiction?
I can hear you.
Very good. Fact or fiction, Coach. Frank Martin's close call with Artem Harutunian will prove to be a big positive next year when he starts facing the elite at 135. Fact or fiction?
That's a fact because, look, I want Martin. He's pretty much been, asking the questions, but he hasn't been answering the questions. I call that a motherfucker that's been asking the questions. Has it everything his way in a fight? I call them motherfuckers front runners. Okay. Mm-hmm. How about when you gotta experience uncomfortable moments like he did last night? Okay, unexpectedly. Okay. How do you like I said, every time you come across adversity in a fight, there's two things I want to see: how you respond and how you react. How you respond and how you react. He kept his composure and poise. He was resilient. He showed me that competitive resilience, that mental intestinal fortitude, and that toughness I want. Forged ahead, because that's what champions do. Okay, no matter what under adverse circumstances, winners, they keep battling, they keep forging ahead, and they close. Okay, they finish strong. Okay, they find a way to win. Okay, and that's what Martin did last night. Okay, going in the 10th round, that fight was up for grabs. Okay, it was a close fight. I thought that fight was up for grabs, but he bit down. Derek James told him, "Hey man, it's time to go to work. You're down on the scorecards. It's time for you to behave like a champion. Okay, do what you got to do. Find a way to win." And that showed me last night, that Frank Martin is not only a front runner, but he can also, when adversity strikes, he can also react in a positive manner, okay, and overcome the adversity and find a way to win. Yes, sir, baby. Good job, Indeed. Frank.
Indeed, I was very impressed, Coach. Yep.
Thanks, Frank. Good job, Frank. You show me that you ain't only a bitch ass front runner, okay?
And there it is. And Joseph's on point. Yeah, he listened to his coach and closed strong. I will say this.
Yeah.
Derek James. Now, once again, if you don't ask him questions about the business and you stay within what's going on in the ring, he is most often always on point. I've never heard him give bad corner advice. Have you?
Oh, he's excellent in the corner. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know how they train. Okay. I just know that in the corners, when it comes to, game day coaching, as you call it in college football.
Yep.
Hey man, he's excellent. He's excellent in the corner. He makes all the correct adjustments, and he tells his fighter the truth. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. Okay. Yeah. He's like that Brian Kelly, coach at LSU. I heard he's not that. I heard he ain't shit as a coach, but on game day, he's a great game day coach. He knows how to, you know what I mean? He knows how to get everything organized, and he knows how to get everything done to put his team in position to win. And that's what Derek James does. You know what I mean? He puts his fighter by giving good advice in a position to win.
And there it is. And LLOHS. Once again, thank you for hanging with us, brother. He said, I enjoyed watching that fight, probably more than the Rivera fight. Coach, your thoughts?
Who the fuck's Rivera?
Michelle Rivera, the guy who tested positive, in which
yeah.
That was viewed by most to be projected to be his toughest test to date. But I tell you what, Artem Haratunian, that guy showed up to win. Not just to collect a paycheck like Juan Carlos Mini Burgos. He showed up to pull off the upset. Coach, why was Artem Haratunian giving Frank Martin so many issues early as well as through the great majority of the fight?
Yeah, you can see his amateur background helped him allow, that in and out movement. He's big and strong. He could take Martin's best shots. What do you call it? Just that unorthodox movement that he gave Martin, where Martin couldn't get a gauge on what he was doing, couldn't get that timing rhythm to get to go in motion, to get that momentum on his side. You know what I mean? He neutralized all of Martin's strengths by that awkward movement. Strong, physical, can punch a little bit, and just that in and out movement, that amateur style. You know what I mean? Every time Martin tried to get off, he'd take a couple steps back just to get out of range. Joe, when you master that defensive strategy, to move in and out, man, that really fucks your timing up, man, and your rhythm up, man. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep. It almost reminded me, Coach, of a 35-pound version of Vanya Smarterosian, didn't it? Another Armenian.
Yeah, this guy fights different from Vanis, though.
Really?
Yeah, man. This guy is This guy's more awkward. You know what I mean? Vanis, you know, he grew up in the American style amateur program. Okay, so he has more of American style. This dude, you can see, you know that Eastern European style of boxing. You know, that in and out movement. You know, awkward movement where you can't get a good gauge on the guy. Where it's hard to get time and get into timing and rhythm. It's hard to counter the guy too because he was out. You know. Yep. He wasn't staying there, okay? And Martin likes, you know, when you throw punches at Martin wants you to stay there so you can slip and counter, cat quick with them cat quick counters. This guy wasn't staying there. This guy was smart. He wasn't just, you know, standing there like a punching bag. You know, after you threw your punches, you know, he would step back out of range and really fuck Martin's timing and rhythm up. He couldn't get him. He couldn't hit him with them clean counters.
Yep. And with Frank Martin winning the final 3 rounds on every judge's scorecard, including the extra point in the 12th for, Artem actually taking a knee because the eye was really bothered by that headbutt, right? So that meant Frank Martin got the unanimous decision, 115-112 by Tim Cheatham, 115-112 by Max DeLuca, and 114-113 by Steve Weisfeld. Did you agree with those judges' scorecards, brother?
Hey, man, I didn't even know what the judges' scorecards. I just thought the fight was even going into the championship rounds, and he had to put his foot on the pedal to the metal because, hey, man, it was that guy was in position to win the fight too. But the difference was it was Martin's resilience, his toughness, his competitive fire. Okay.
Yep, I agree wholeheartily, and obviously the judges at ringside agreed with you as well, Coach. So, yeah, I can't understand why most of a lot of critics within the diehard boxing community are looking at this performance as a negative. You don't agree with that, do you, Coach?
So, when you're fighting an awkward guy like that Sander Martin, you know, that in and out movement, it's hard to look good on it. It's hard to look good on a style like that, man, okay? Certain styles make you look bad, but guess what? Just get the fucking win, all right? Do what you got to do to get the win.
Yep, that's it. And also want to welcome, we want to thank Eric R., his first first question for you, Coach. He said, Coach, what's your take on Derek James' mitt routine with Spence? Well, obviously it's the same mitt routine, but what do you think about it with Spence, and then what do you think about it with Ryan Garcia?
I think it's great for Spence the way he fights, okay? And, you know, you can see Derek James is a physical fighter, okay? But he wants you to use fundamentals too. He just don't want you to go, you know, walking straight in without moving your head, without working your jab. Okay, he wants you to work behind that jab. He wants you to move your head while you're implying pressure. It's called intelligent pressure. Intelligent pressure I define as the ability to close that distance, the ability to walk your opponent down, to cut off the escape routes, try to get him pinned in the corner. Apply intelligent pressure, closing that distance without taking a lot of incoming. Okay, that's intelligent pressure. Okay, a guy that just walks in straight like Munguia, who gets hit a lot, that's not a guy with intelligent pressure that applies intelligent pressure. That's not a guy that applies his jab. Okay, and uses head movement when he's closing the distance. He just walks in with his hands up. And shit, a guy that just walks in straight with his hands up, man, you're a target to get hit by your opponent's incoming. But Derek James, the way he teaches you how to apply pressure, he does it where he wants you to be physical, okay? He wants you to be assertive, but he wants you also to be smart. Working behind that jab, working behind good footwork in and out, and head movement, okay? So, yeah, it works great for Spence. Yeah, because him and Spence been around since the amateurs. So, okay, they got familiarity. Okay, there's a high degree of comfort level and trust. Right. Ryan Garcia, who's never learned this shit, man, he's gonna be like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like me learning. It's gonna be like me learning fucking Chinese. Okay, I'm gonna be uncomfortable as hell learning. When you first starting to learn new knowledge, he never learned before. So you see him, it looks awkward when he's doing it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Yeah, it's real awkward, in fact. So, yeah, Derek James, man, like I said, you got to be with him a while where you could pick up that rhythm. He wants you to fight him, okay? Where he wants his philosophy, the techniques, the combinations he wants you to throw. You got to be with him a while. Joe, this is new. It's like a quarterback, okay? Peyton Manning, he's getting a new offensive coordinator who's bringing in a new playbook, new verbiage, new language, new set of plays. Come on, man. You got to. It takes a while to learn all that shit.
I tell you what, guys. Coach Dunn ate his Wheaties before this episode because, man, for an hour he's been on point from start to finish, guys, and it's been breathtaking stuff. Hope you guys once again appreciate all of this because this is incredible. And once again, I've been doing this with Coach for 12, 13 years.
Yeah, long time.
And this is one of your best shows here, Coach. And we're not done. Guys, once again, before we move forward, because it is at the hour mark, congratulations to Frank Martin on the unanimous, hard-fought earned decision against Artem Harutunian.
Hey, Joe.
Also, yes, sir.
You did the show with Emmanuel, too. You used to do the show with Emmanuel Stewart a lot, too. That's tell everybody that. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, guys. And I will often, and you'll often hear me on this show refer to Gogue as the Filipino Emmanuel Stewart. Yeah. Because after Emmanuel left us, God rest his soul, boy, Emmanuel was the greatest. And since he's been gone, guys, the only one even remotely comparable to Big Emmanuel Stewart is this guy, the incomparable 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogue. Guys, I'm sorry, he is the very best in the business. And according to the late, great Don Chargan, Hall of Fame promoter and matchmaker, yep, Coach Gogue has the best set of eyes in the business. No joke.
Thank you.
Tell you what, Coach, you deserve it, brother, and it's amazing. So, once again, congratulations to Elvis Rodriguez over his quick stoppage, but decisive victory over Victor Postol. Even though he was having some problems early, he seemed to adjust. He seemed to be landing the harder leather. But I'm very intrigued by this comment. Hold on. From Jesus M. And get your thoughts on this, Coach. He says, Elvis Rodriguez, well, he's not improving under Freddie Roach, and he's 27 years old. Coach, your thoughts?
Who said that? Jesus M?
Yep, always insightful, Jesus M.
Jesus, you know boxing.
I say this all the time about our extended Warwick Radio family. Yeah. Or the most insightful and intelligent among the YouTube boxing community. We love you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Jesus. Thank you for staying with us. Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna bash another coach, man. That's not cool. But you know boxing. We'll leave it like that.
Also, congratulations to the red hot prospect at 147. Boy, the 6-foot Freddie Rojas, and he got a 7th round TKO victory over Diego Sanchez. Boy,
how's he looking? Hey, Joe, how's that guy looking? Because when he was in amateurs, he fucking sucked. No,
I'll tell you
know what? Nobody wanted that guy. Nobody wanted to sign the guy because he fought like a fucking glorified amateur. But he's doing pretty good now. How did he look? I didn't see the fight.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked much improved, Coach. And put it this way, 11-0 with 11 knockouts. I can't wait to see him again. 6'2", pressure fighter, lets his hands go with regularity. Only 24 guys. Can't wait to see him again. In my opinion, if he can continue making weight, can't wait to see him again. But I want you to see him, and I want to get your thoughts, Coach. Once again, we'll look forward to seeing him working again. Hopefully, it'll be.
I saw him in
the. Go ahead, sir.
Joe, I saw him in the amateurs. All right, and pretty much, I just told you what I thought about the guy.
Well, yep. But I tell you what, we'll see. We'll see what the future holds for young, up and comer, 11-0 with 11 knockouts. Freddie Rojas, 6'2", southpaw, pressure fighter, 24. Yeah, welterweight. Yeah, it's gonna have future. Well, we'll see what the future holds. Once again, congratulations to all of those cats. But guys, it's time for our main event of the evening. Well, and that's the tail of the tape for the title challenger. on July 25th from let's see, where is this fight going to be taking place? It's going to be taking place in Kotoku, Japan, at the Ariake Arena, and that's Inoue, the monster, Inoue. He comes in the ring at age 30. I can't believe how time flies. He's already 30, Coach.
Holy shit, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's already 30. He fights out of the orthodox stance. He stands 5'5" inches tall in the center of the ring, fights behind a 67.5-inch reach from Yokohama, Japan. Wow, that's the home of the late, great Yokozuna. And also he comes into the ring at age 20, he comes into the ring with a perfect record, 24 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 21 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, what are the pros and cons of Inoue, the monster, Inoue?
Oh, pros. That guy fundamentally sound, Joe, okay? Everything's off his fundamentals, okay? Like that one guy said earlier, he was talking about fundamentals, and I said master the fundamentals. That's what's going to win you the fights, and that's what Inoue does. Fundamentally sound from the ground up, okay? Can box on the outside beautifully behind a beautiful jab, those good feints. Good counter puncher, explosive puncher. That's what makes him good, Joe. All that stuff he does, you know what I mean? The basic fundamentals, what makes him great, what makes him stand out is explosive punching ability. He's been able to go up weight classes and transfer that power, okay, up the ladder, and that's fucking rare. And that's what I want to see in this fight with Fulton. But Joe, devastating body puncher, good reflexes, good instincts, okay? Has a very, very good jab, a sharp, razor sharp counter puncher. You throw your jab and you bring it back low, he's gonna counter right over the top, and you're gonna be on your ass because he could hit. But all around, Joe, he's just a solid fundamental fighter. Fight in the pocket, fight at distance, can counter, can set traps. Devastating body puncher, high boxing IQ, beautiful combination, creative combination puncher. Only thing, Joe, his weaknesses. Maybe he'll get hit a little. He'll get hit more than because he's an aggressive fighter. Aggressive fighters, sometimes they forget about their defense. But this guy has one thing I like about him too. I didn't mention, Joe. He has that mental toughness, that high degree of mental intestinal fortitude, and he's a resilient competitor when he gets hurt. Like when Inoue hurt him, that guy fought with a broken eye socket the whole fight from round 6 on.
When Nonito Donaire hurt him, that was in the third round. That was in the third round. He broke his orbital bone. Yep,
and he bit down, okay, and fought like that for 9 rounds. That showed me that guy is not a front runner, okay? That shows me that the guy, that showed me the mental toughness, which I always look at, the mental intestinal fortitude, the competitive, resilient fire in him, to overcome that adversity, keep forging ahead, keep battling, and finish strong, which he did. So yeah, that Inoue, one of my favorite fighters, man, in the world right now. Yeah, no doubt. One of the top, probably, I put him 3 or 4 top fighters in the world right now, pound for pound.
Oh boy. And look, what is the only con or possibly unknown intangible going into this huge fight, Coach?
Oh, he's got that movement of Fulton. Now, he fought that English guy the last fight.
Yeah, Butler.
It was good. Yeah, it was good experience because it gave him experience right before this fight to fight a guy that moved a lot. That was great matchmaking by Trampler and what's his name? Brad Goodman.
Brad Goodman, yes.
Yeah, they knew they were going to fight a guy like Fulton who moved a lot, so they brought in an opponent before that fight to get him accustomed to that movement. A guy that's going to move around the ring a lot, and it's going to give him them necessary rounds and the familiarity to close that distance intelligently, to cut off that movement, okay? To cut off the escape routes, the movement of what's that guy's name? Fulton, and try to pin him on the ropes or in the corners to make him a stationary target. So that was a good opponent, that English guy. Similar style. Yeah. Oh yeah, that Butler guy.
Yep.
Because that's what that motherfucker is going to be doing. I guarantee you, he's going to be moving the whole fight.
That's it. I tell you what, though, Coach, also is, and it's one thing intangible that is going to be unknown until the 25th, is Inoue going to be the same monster at the higher weight division?
Yeah. Will his punching power transfer, okay, up another weight division? We'll find out in the first 4 rounds, okay? If he can hurt or get Fulton's attention.
That's it, guys. Tell you what, the Inoue, boy, he is an elite level talent. But guys, he's going to be stepping in the ring with another elite level talent, and that's cool boy Stephen Fulton Jr. And I tell you what, he's going to come to the ring. Well, they don't list his age, but he fights out of the orthodox stance, stands 5'6.5" tall in the center of the ring, fights behind a 70.5-inch reach. Born and raised and still resides from Philly, PA. He comes into the ring with a perfect record, 21 wins, 0 losses, 8 big wins coming by way of knockout. Coach Gogue, pros and cons of cool boy Stephen Fulton.
His athleticism, his footwork, his movement, his fast jab, lightning quick jab, his sharp combinations, his sharp countering, okay? His ability to, be a ring general, you know what I mean? Not get trapped on the ropes, not get trapped in the corners, except when he fought Brandon Figueroa, boy. That Figueroa put that heat on him and made him a stationary target at times. But he showed me the toughness, the resilience to fight back, okay? At times beat Brandon Figueroa at his game in the trenches, okay? He stopped that bully. He neutralized that bully tactics of Figueroa a lot when they fought. But, his movement, the sharp counter punching, working off that jab, the feints and everything, the movement, though, Joe. That's it. The key to him winning the fight is his movement. Staying off the rope, staying out of the corners, keeping everything in the center of the ring. And as long as he could do that, he can, manipulate the real estate in the ring, okay? And not be a stationary target, using the ring, the whole ring, where he could, apply the sweet science, working off his jab and everything. But if them Japanese guys are smart, I'd have that ring 18 by 18 or 16 by 16.
Or use the Austin Trout spongy Canelo trick.
You never know, man.
Guys, if you didn't know, it's funny. With Austin Trout versus Canelo Alvarez, Canelo with the Texas State Athletic Commission, he brought in the spongiest, softest canvas available, and it made
a wrestling mat.
A wrestling mat. It made moving around the ring for Austin Trout virtually impossible.
Hey Joe, if you don't have all that shit in the contract, man, you know what I mean? They're gonna do everything on their side for their guy to get, to take advantage of fighting in the home field. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I tell you what, Eric R., thank you for joining us tonight. Sure, sir. I hope you come back. Come back for tomorrow when we're going to be interviewing Rick Glazier. And then the day after, we're going to be talking to our very dear friend, elite trainer, Coach Ronnie Shields. So thank you and welcome to the channel, sir. And thank you for becoming an extended family member of War Week Radio. Also, you're going to fit in just fine in the channel because we're all huge wrestling fans. Yes, that was Yokozuna's gimmick. The real Yoko, Rodney Inoue, is Samoan and was cousin to The Rock and Roman Reigns. Yes, sir. You know your wrestling. You're going to fit in just fine here, my friend. Also, go subscribe to G Funky Boxing. He's a huge wrestling head as well. Also, we want to welcome to the show my brother Adam Lopez. And he says, I think he brings his power up to 122. He says, I think he has the frame to bring the power up. Yep. And that's it. Welcome to the show, though, Montequia. We'll find out for sure on the 25th. That's why they fight the fights, guys. I tell you what, this is amazing, Coach. This is an amazing fight.
Yes, it is.
You already listed with the pros and cons pretty much the keys to victory for both fighters. So here we go with the final fact or fiction of the evening. Floyd, do the honors, please.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayweather. Thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you what, fact or fiction, Coach. Stephen Fulton will go into Japan. He's already there. Go into Japan, shock the world, pull off the upset, and retain his 122-pound titles against Inoue on July 25th. Fact or fiction, sir?
Like I said, they're not bringing him there to win. All right.
What is your official prediction? First of all, Coach, how does this fight play out? And who wins? And please give us an official Coach Gogue prediction on this fight.
Oh, it's going to be difficult first because of that movement of Fulton. Boxing, circling. What's his name? Inoue. Staying off the rope, staying out of the corners, making Inoue chase him around the ring like he did the other guy. Then that jab of Fulton, this razor sharp, the sharp combinations, the counters, okay, all that stuff, because he's an excellent athletic fighter, Fulton, and he's got a good set of eyes. And when you got a good set of eyes, you got good reflexes. Okay, you can see all that shit and you can react real quick. If you want to counter, if you want to lead, if you want to get your jab off, okay. But more importantly, if you want to get hit less and take a couple steps back out of range so you don't get hit by those punches. But as the fight goes on, by the fourth round, well, it's going to be hard to get to Fulton in the early rounds. But I feel if he applies intelligent, effective pressure and he keeps at it and doesn't get discouraged early on, like when he fought that English guy, and eventually he's gonna get the distance he wants, the range he wants. Then he can start throwing them devastating combinations he likes to throw, the body shots, the combination to the head, back to the body, the head, combinations to the body, to the head, stuff like that. Being a creative combination puncher to the body and head, body. But the jab has got to be the key. When you're fighting a slick fighter like Fulton, okay, you got to hit him with something, okay? When you're getting close to him, and that jab of Inoue, it's not only quick, but it's like getting hit by a right hand. It's stiff and hard. It has pop in it, okay? And if he could do that when he's closing that distance by the fourth round on, I think he'll start making Fulton, a stationary target like he wants him to be. Then the momentum starts shifting to his side, and especially when he starts putting them combinations together. Now, if he can hurt Fulton, forget about it. The game's over, okay? Mm-hmm. If he can hurt Fulton, then get his attention or hurt him, forget about it. The game's over, because Inoue's going to get that. It's going to just take his confidence level, ratchet up, and he's going to start really putting on that pressure, closing that distance, and putting them combinations together and hitting Fulton with some vicious uppercuts, body shots, hooks, everything. And that jab, though, that jab is the key. Just like the jab is the key for Fulton to keep it range and distance, to control that range and distance. Well, it's the key for Inoue to apply intelligent pressure so he don't take a lot of incoming, okay? And Inoue's jab is, it's shotgun, heavy-handed. And when he hits you, boy, it does damage and everything. But it's that movement that's going to give Inoue problems. That's why I said it was an excellent opponent that Brad and Bruce, selected for his last fight to get him acclimated. To get him acclimated to that, that movement, that running around the ring, that movement that it's going to, be difficult for Inoue early on. But since Inoue got that experience now, you know what I mean? Maybe he'll be able to close the distance better when what's his name tries to move and run.
Tell you what, though, Coach. Now, here's a big question, Coach. Look at the over-under in this fight. It's 11, right? And when the odds for going the distance or ending in a knockout, well, going the distance is a plus 120, right? Underneath, the under's minus 152. So, Coach, most odds makers believe this is going to go the distance.
Yeah.
What is your official prediction? And does this go the distance, or does this end in a TKO or knockout?
It's going the distance because Fulton, he's never been knocked out. He's a bigger guy, mentally tough. He can handle that heat. Because, like I said, Brandon Figueroa tried to bully him the whole fight, and he stopped that bullying at times when Brandon was trying to take it to him. So. It'll go the distance, I think. But Inoue, I just think he's fighting in Japan. They're going to have his own refs. If they're smart, they'll have the ring smaller. All those factors right then and there. That's going to, make the playing field uneven for what's his name? Schoolboy? Yeah, yep. Schoolboy.
Cool boy Steph.
Oh, I thought it was Schoolboy. Oh, okay, my bad.
Well, I tell you what, he usually schools his opponents.
Well, Joe. If he gets knocked out, I'll be calling him bitch boy.
I tell you what, though, guys. So once again, Coach Gogue picks a unanimous, or is it unanimous or split decision? Unanimous decision in favor of Inoue. In Japan on July 25th, and he's going to be walking away or keeping in Japan. Well, Stephen Fulton's WBC and WBO super bantamweight titles at 122. Okay, So that's it, Coach. Now, keep in mind, guys, since we've been doing this show on YouTube, which has been, about 2.5 years, maybe? Coach has only been incorrect in his pre-fight prediction. Twice, guys.
Yeah.
Twice. 2 times. That's it. So, guys, if you want to make some money, there it is. There it is, guys. So once again, listen to the coach. He knows.
But if my prediction goes wrong, you motherfuckers, you better indemnify me so I don't have to pay back your losses.
No, Coach. No, look, like in Coach We Trust, very seldom. Like I said, in 2.5 years, he's only been incorrect in his pre-fight prognostication twice. One of them was Oscar Valdez, Alacran Burchelt. And 2, most recent, was Joe Joyce getting stopped by Zhilei Zhang. Right? And that's it.
Yeah, but that Zhang fight, that Joe Joyce fight, I called it to the letter T how it was going to play out. Yep. I called it to the letter T how it was going to play out, but I didn't know that Joyce was going to get I didn't know Joyce was going to have a fucking fucked up cut, man. Didn't know how to control the swelling in his eye. All right.
Yep. And also, you weren't planning on Howard Foster pulling the trigger too early.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that shit, man. That's all the shit I didn't know. It's like, you know what I mean, when you're watching a fight and and a fight's a fight's going to be a good scintillating fight, and you got a good pressure fighter, and you got a guy who has great boxing skills. The last guy you want in the ring is Kenny Bayless, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's going to favor one guy, the guy that has great boxing skills, a good movement.
With that said, it's going to be very interesting next week when we see who's appointed to be the third man of the ring for Spence versus Crawford. My guess is it's going to be Jack Reese from California. But we'll talk all about that next week, guys. But once again, we want to thank you for joining us, hanging with the coach for almost 90 minutes, and listening to his big fight preview of Fulton versus Inoue. Guys, if you missed any part of the show, well, it's available on demand, or you can just, rewind right now and listen to all 90 minutes all the way through. Coach, your parting shots for our listening audience this beautiful Sunday evening.
No, just thanks everybody for tuning in, especially all our great fans in the UK where we're building our fan base, and all the fans in the US and all over the world. Thanks for tuning in, and let's see how these fights play out. And like I said, boxing is going to start heating up 2 weeks away from the big fight. Spence Crawford and Inoue Fulton. Yeah, so let's see how everything plays out in the next couple of weeks.
And there it is, Coach. I have to tell you once again, great job. And in my opinion, this is one of your greatest shows of recent memory. Like, as far as I can remember, you've had some great shows. This is among them. This was
thank
an
you.
outstanding show. Guys, school's in session. Honestly, I should put the soundbite of a bell, and I'll start every program this way, because tonight was an absolute gem. And I hope all of you guys actually appreciate everything the coach does for all of us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Every Sunday night. You are a gem, Coach. Thank you very much for your time, brother. So, guys, on behalf of the incomparable Coach James Gogue, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a great week, everybody.
Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.